So what do we do when the sadness is too much? When it's starting to feel overwhelming? In this video, I'm going to give you some simple steps to help to not push away or act out the sadness, but to really meet it so that it can move through, because that's what it wants to do. It doesn't want to stick around forever. Your sadness is really important and it's very valid. We are taught to dismiss our emotions, to justify why they shouldn't be there. It's like, well, I have so much to be grateful for, so I shouldn't really be feeling sad. But fuck that. We feel sad very often, and it's really important, it's really healthy to honor that, to notice that and to feel it. And so I want to support you to do that in this video. Let's jump into these steps, and you can follow along with me, or you can make a note and sort of pause the video and you know, try different things out, because there'll be different aspects, different options I'll be giving you, and you can kind of try what works for you. The first step is to create safety. So it's very difficult to feel a feeling in an open way without a sense of safety. What I mean by that is that it's okay to be present in your experience. And often if that sadness feels overwhelming, if you're even using the word overwhelming, it feels unsafe on some level. Like your attention's jumping into your head. You're trying to fix the situation. You're trying to fix the sadness, figure it out, or make everyone try and control the situation. These are signs that we don't feel safe in the body. We're trying to fix and change. And we need to learn to be with instead. And that's where safety comes in. I have a whole video called Creating Safety in the Body. Check that out for more details. But here's a couple of ideas to get you started. You want to find somewhere restful, where you're not going to be disturbed, and just bring some physical touch to the body. Experiment, see what feels good to you. A hand on the heart and the belly is a good starting point, or a hand on the back of the neck can sort of calm the nervous system. That's where your nervous system sort of begins, and so you can sort of support it that way. You can stroke down your arms. They call that havening. This is really soothing. You just go from the top down, then you lift back up, and so you're only going in one direction. And when you're doing these, you can breathe out more slowly through the mouth. Breathing in. You can do that with any of these touch practices. So, you can give yourself a hug. You can make it up. You can hold your knee, whatever feels supportive to you. Just noticing the weight of the hands, the movement of the hands. You just want to pay attention to how it feels. And as you sit there and you do havening, for example, for a minute, for 2 minutes, you'll notice that it feels more easy to be present in your body. So pause the video and just experiment with that a little bit. Another way you could do it is imagining when you previously felt safe. This could be, you could imagine there's a friend you feel really safe with. You can imagine they're with you. Really feel their presence. Maybe they have their hand on your shoulder. They're giving you a hug. Maybe you're imagining being on a beach where you were totally alone and that made you feel really safe. Again, just really imagine yourself in that situation, and that can help influence the body and feel a bit safer to be present. There are other ways. Go check out my other video for that. The second step is to notice the sadness in the body. Where and how are you feeling it? Maybe it's a heaviness in the chest. Maybe it's teariness behind the eyes. Maybe you notice you're in the throat, you're getting pretty choked up and it feels tight and tingling. Whatever it is, see if you can bring some curiosity to it. We're not trying to fix or change. Bring your attention there and just explore the sensations. Maybe it has a particular shape. Maybe it's a particular color. Maybe it's moving a little bit. Maybe it's quite static. Just noticing these different aspects and just being with it. You're trying to experience it as fully as you can. If it's a bit much, if it's a bit overwhelming already, you can just touch the edge of the sensation of sadness, or find a distance with your attention from the sadness that feels manageable. It might not feel comfortable, but feels manageable. There's an important difference. And then from that distance, maybe it's an inch away, maybe it's 6 inches away, so to speak, with your attention, and you should be able to find a distance where you can just about be with the sadness. Or you can broaden your attention out alternatively. So you broaden your attention across the whole body, including the sadness, but including everything else that feels okay. And that's how you're going to notice how you're feeling the sadness. After you've spent a little time with it, the third step is to start to get honest about, radically honest about what's really going on here, what this sadness wants to say, what it believes, the perspective of this part of you, essentially. You want to get radically honest and it's in a real raw and simple way. So what I mean by that is the sadness, maybe when you really get in touch with the sadness, there's a sense of like, I feel helpless, or I feel powerless, or I feel betrayed, or maybe there's, this is all about essentially how you kind of feel in relationship to the situation or the person that has made you feel sad. And it's just getting really honest. Often we don't like to admit to some of these feelings, like feeling helpless, because it feels like if I admit that I'm helpless, then it means that I am helpless. But what I'd like to do here is make a distinction between a part of you saying I am helpless and actually being helpless. If there's a part of you that has something to express, that has a perspective, that doesn't mean you are that perspective or that it's true. It's just what this part of you holds. Think of the sadness like a little boy or a little girl that's sad, and it's going, I can't do it. I can't do it. For example, I don't know what to do. It's just saying it to get help. It's just a cry for help. It's not the truth. And so some questions you can ask the sadness to evoke this. You could ask it, if you had a voice, what would you say? And you might get a word, a sound, a sensation come as the answer. It might be, I don't know. It might be help. It might be, I don't know what to do. It could be anything. It could be no. It could be, I don't want to do that. And it's just about getting to the essence of what this part of you is about. And just acknowledging it. Once you find something, find the words, let it land. If you find the words, I don't know what to do, let that land. Let it be true just for a moment to really take on that perspective. We resist these perspectives so much, and the more we can embrace them, the quicker they actually move through. So that paradoxically, the quicker you accept this sort of sense of like, I feel helpless, for example, or I don't know what to do, the quicker it moves on and we actually we get an idea of what to do, or we start feeling more powerful and more in our agency. The fourth step, once you've let those words sink in, is to start to feel the sadness more fully. And you can do this bit by bit. Maybe at first you feel just 10% of the sadness. Letting yourself just be sad, keeping your attention with it. Maybe it's 20%. Maybe it's 50%. Maybe it's 1%. Whatever feels doable. Just feeling into it. Maybe you can stay with it for a while. Maybe it feels okay. Maybe some tears start to come as you've got curious about this, you've expressed what it has to say, its perspective, you've acknowledged it, now you're feeling it, just sitting in it. You just want to almost merge with the sadness, you want to experience it fully. That's what this step is about, is experiencing it as fully as you can. And maybe it's a bit much, you can modulate how intense this is by taking little breaks. You could feel it for 10 seconds and then take a little break, go back to stroking your arms. Or looking out the window. This is where the work gets done in this step, but everything up to this point really prepares you just to really merge with this sadness in this step to whatever extent you're able. Again, if it starts to feel overwhelming, take a step back, going back to creating safety. The fifth step is to notice and soften or support any resistance you might find. So you might be feeling some of the sadness, but you can feel that your body is tense, like your jaw, your face is tensing not to cry. Your throat is tensing so that you don't make any sounds. The chest is tightening so you don't feel the sadness. This is very common. So what you want to try and do in this situation is just support that part of you, just to gently relax and soften a little bit. There's a couple of options that I'll give you here. There's many ways of doing it, but you can just bring a hand to that part of your body and just reassure it. It's like, hey, it's okay. I've got you. I'm here. You're safe. Just letting this part of you know that you see it's there, that it's okay that you're scared. Crying is really scary. Feeling sad is really scary. It's okay. I'm just, if you imagine that I'm sort of rubbing my chest here as if that tightening was in the chest, or you could put your hand on the throat. With the throat, maybe you want to be gentle. It's a sensitive area, but you can just put your hand an inch away or just touch it. or you can support, if behind the eyes, you can just sort of support that, just by touching your body there. Another way is to put your hand on the heart and the other on the lower belly. This hold, putting your hand almost on the pubic bone, so that the chest here, and you can't see it, but they're sort of just on the really lower belly, then that actually can bring softness into your experience. That particular hold supports resistance to soften, and you can take that and you might notice it. And then it might be a little easier to merge with that sadness and to let some tears come. Those are the 5 steps. And at this point, you can kind of go back and forth between them, between the safety and the allowing, essentially. So you allow some of the sadness. Maybe it feels a bit much, or you just feel you want to break. So you go back to the safety of, hand on the heart, for example, or imagining the beach or whatever. And then after a bit, you go back into the sadness. You let it express a little bit more. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Feeling it, allowing it, letting it be true. Then taking a little break. And this is the sort of, we're like a pendulum going between the sadness and the safety. And that's how you do it. And that, just by nibbling away at it, this is how you can sort of help this overwhelming sadness to soften. Not by just taking it on all at once, by creating safety, connecting with it, letting it express, feeling a little bit, softening resistance, feeling a little bit more, and so on. I do help people with this, working with them one-on-one, so you can check out my details below. And I hope this helps. Take care.